I low-key think the quickest way to speedrun being hyper successful is to have a massive ego and take everything personally. And I say this as someone who used to think that I was very sensitive and I would take things personally. And I would get very shameful if I failed. I would try something for a couple weeks or a couple months. I would set a New Year's resolution or a goal to hit. And I would quit really quickly. And for years, I was trapped in this cycle of starting and stopping. I would watch YouTube videos about going to the gym and how to work out, but I wouldn't actually go to the gym for longer than a couple days in a row. I'd quit for a couple months, do a bunch of research, waste a bunch of time, and then get back into it. And I thought the problem was that I took things too personally. I made excuses about myself. But the truth was, I didn't take things personally enough. My tendency was to blame the world for my problems. I wanted to blame my parents and my environment, everything outside of myself, so that I could feel bad, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't take it personally enough. And this might not be the healthiest fuel, especially if you're dealing with toxic shame and insufficiency. But I found that on the flip side of that, on the flip side of coping with and healing from a lot of my insecurities, the main obstacle to increasing my speed, accelerating faster towards my goals, is actually bringing back the sense of ego. Because after you experience a sense of ego death, a sense of dissolving your identity, it's hard to cling on to anything. It's hard to strap yourself to a rocket ship and go, 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 go. Your relationship to ambition changes because you no longer need something to prove yourself. And this is where taking things personally is extremely powerful. It helps you cultivate a sense of competition. I watched this documentary on Netflix about Michael Jordan. It's called The Last Dance. And it's about his 6 championships in the NBA with the Chicago Bulls and his journey and his mindset. And you look into the mind of this great basketball player, one of the greatest athletes of all time. And you see in him this sense of radical responsibility, this radical sense of ownership and agency and commitment to his craft. And so much of that is driven by the fact that he takes everything personally. He makes everything a competition. And as a result, he's able to push himself to the absolute limits of human potential, of human possibility, because he's not willing to settle for second place. And I found that the most alive people, the most driven people, the most inspirational people that I've ever met are the ones who take everything personally, who have this tremendous ego fuel that drives them. But at the same time, they're very egoless. If you talk down to them, or if you criticize them, or if you beat them, they don't throw a fit about it. They don't get upset. They take all that energy, they internalize it, and they bring that to the next showing, to the next attempt. There's a difference between taking it personal and allowing that, using that to quit, and taking something personal and channeling that fuel, channeling that energy and bringing it into your work. Because that's so powerful. Having that fuel, having that drive, it has to come from somewhere. You can't just summon it from the ether. And lately I've been thinking a lot about this Kendrick song, Man in the Garden. And this phrase that he repeats throughout the song from his newest album, I deserve it all. Now at first, I thought this was just a really hype song. I thought that, hey man, like, this is Kendrick's victory lap. He's been one of the top rap artists of this generation. He just absolutely decimated Drake in a rap battle. And here's his album to celebrate. I Deserve It All is this expression of bravado, of extreme confidence and ego. But I realized that it was more than that. I Deserve It All was a refrain of his confidence that he's had from day one, even when he didn't have all the accolades to his name. This feeling of deserving, this feeling that I genuinely deserve the world, you genuinely deserve everything. You need to have that from day one. That's not a consequence of success, it's a cause of success. To have that level of certainty, to decide that yes, the world is mine and I'm going to go for it. There's a difference between empowered deserving and the loser mindset of thinking that I deserve this, but I shouldn't have to work for it. I deserve a relationship. I deserve to make more money than I'm making. There's an attitude that I used to have that was, I deserve more than this, but I'm not willing to work for it. And I think it's natural to feel that way when you're in a place where you feel like you're losing in life. I very much did. I was shameful about who I was, and every time I failed, it reminded me that I was a loser. I wanted something different. It felt like I was trying my best. It was much easier to shed the responsibility than to sort of take it on and realize that even if I don't feel capable right now, that if I stick to it, if I stick to working towards the life that I want to build, that one day it'll come. And I hate being a motivational, generic, self-help coach speaker. But I genuinely do think that if you approach life from this lens of feeling like you can be on top of the world, feeling like you can earn everything that you want and more, that blind, irrational, delusional confidence can actually take you where you want to go. You can have it all. I've been in a slump lately, and I feel like part of it is because I haven't been pushing myself to my limit. When I'm firing at 100% versus 99 or 98%, the performance is 10x. It's not a 2% improvement. It's a 10x improvement. It's 1,000% improvement. Because putting all my marbles on the line, putting all my energy and pouring it into this life, this one life that we have, that it pays dividends, multiples. I want to be more bold with my decisions. I want to commit to things more. I want to pour all the energy that I have into life, because I found that when I do that, life gives back. The periods of my life with the most growth haven't been when I'm cruising at 80%. They haven't been when I've just focused on one thing and really locked in. They've been when I try to chase everything that I want at the same time, and I'm constantly starting fires and putting out fires, solving problems and creating new ones. That is the arena. That is the battleground for true growth, lasting growth. That's the place where you face yourself, you face your ego, and you have to melt it down and rebuild it anew. So take things personally, because that's the secret to growth. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.